Former Vice President Mike Pence recently changed his tune about whether or not Donald Trump should be indicted by the Department of Justice. Now, prior to the indictment being handed down, and of course immediately following the indictment being handed down, Mike Pence was apoplectic, right? He was pissed off. He said, this is a weaponization of our justice system. It's unfair, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But then towards the end of last week, Mike Pence came out and he said, well, basically, I actually read the indictments now, and now I don't think that Donald Trump is innocent. I think this is very serious. I still think the DOJ is politicized, he says. But after he read the indictments, and was able to make an informed decision, as so many Republicans refuse to do about issues, he then said oh yeah, I'm sorry. I see how you guys are right because this is pretty bad. And then after that, he decided to go on the hard right-wing radio show, the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show, where the two conservative hosts basically berated Mike Pence the whole time for not agreeing to pardon Donald Trump if Mike Pence wins the presidency, which I think we all know is, of course, not gonna happen. But now they're mad that he won't agree to pardon him. So here's what happened during that interview. Clay Travis asked point blank, would you pardon Trump from those federal charges? Mike Pence responded and immediately started dancing around the issue. Well, first off, these are serious charges. And as I said, I can't defend what's been alleged, but the president does deserve to make his defense. Look, I've been a former governor of Indiana. I've actually granted pardons to people, and I take the pardon authority very seriously. It's an enormously important power of someone in an executive position, and I just think it's premature to have any conversation about that right now, guys. So then Travis jumped back in and said that Trump was being prosecuted to a large extent for political-based reason, something that has never happened in the 240-plus year history of the United States. And then he's told Pence, when things started to get a little testy, he said, with all due respect, I think you're dodging the question and frankly, not stepping on the front of leadership, which in the past you've been willing to do. And then Pence said, number one, I don't think you know what the president's defense is, do you? And what are the facts? I mean, look, we either believe in our judicial process in this country or we don't. We either stand by the rule of law or we don't. What I would tell you is I think as someone who is, and then Travis cuts him off. Travis jumps back in. What I'm hearing is Donald Trump being put in prison, sir. And that, to me, you were his vice president, feels pretty disrespectful. Pence then said, I don't talk about hypotheticals. Look, we don't know what the president's defense is. I think he's entitled to make his defense, entitled to have his day in court. And let's take it one step at a time. I would just tell you that and then Travis jumps in, cuts him off again and says, I know that these are political charges. This is not a difficult decision. That's when Buck Sexton, the other Republican co-host who has a perfect name for adult films, jumped in and he said, I think we've gotten what we're going to get here in terms of the answer to this one. And then Pence closed by saying, I think any conclusion by anyone running for the presidency of the United States that would prejudge the facts is premature. Let's let the process play out. Let's follow the facts. And I promise you as president, I'll do just that. Tough talk from a dude who's polling at 5% in the Republican primary. But here's the thing. Mike Pence, you already made your prejudicial opinion last week before you even read the indictment. And I'm glad, of course, that you have now changed your tune, but let's not forget that a week ago, you were just like those idiots right there, Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. You were saying this is outrageous, this is egregious, this is weaponization, he shouldn't be indicted. It will tear the country apart is what you said. He shouldn't be indicted. That was your prejudicial conclusion before you had even seen any evidence. And then luckily, as I said, last week, you finally looked at the evidence and you were like, oh crap, yeah, this is bad. So yes, I guess, weird thing to say, but we need more Republicans to do what Mike Pence did. How about y'all actually look at it? Why don't you actually read it? Maybe educate yourselves before making this decision that he's totally innocent or that the DOJ has been weaponized against him. Because everybody that's actually seriously looked at these charges has come to the same conclusion. But hey, research, fact-checking, actual reality, that doesn't matter to right-wing radio hosts like Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. Because if they actually cared about those things, they wouldn't be conservative radio hosts to begin with. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share, but again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.